For nothing more than a loaf of bread, he was sentenced to 19 years in prison. Every day he was soaked in water, forced to do the hardest labor. On this day, his sentence was finally up, but the warden still refused to let him go. He gave him an impossible task, demanding that he carry hundreds of pounds of wood all by himself. Valjean summoned all his strength, hoisted the wood onto his back, and brought it before the warden. When he put it down, the warden reluctantly handed over his release papers, but Valjean quickly realized something was wrong. The yellow document clearly marked him as a dangerous man. His so-called freedom was only parole. He was required to report to the police every week. Valjean was furious. He had stolen bread only to save his starving nephew, and for that he was sentenced to 5 years. Yet under the warden's relentless persecution, his sentence was extended to 19. Now that he was about to be freed, he still could not have real freedom. He hated this self-righteous warden, but he gritted his teeth and accepted the release paper. What he did not know was that waiting outside the prison was not just the police who would demand weekly reports, but an even harsher world. He searched everywhere for work, but no one would hire a dangerous ex-convict. He tried to beg in the town, but the people drove him away. Even children imitated the adults, throwing stones to chase him off. At night he hid in a stable, but the owner insisted he leave, afraid he would dirty the place. Snowflakes drifted down, and Valjean, hungry and freezing, had no choice but to spend the night beside a gravestone. Suddenly, a bishop appeared. This was not a graveyard, but the church courtyard. The bishop warmly invited him inside to escape the storm. He prepared a feast for him and offered him a warm bed. Yet Valjean was already filled with despair toward the world. He stole the valuable silver from the church and escaped into the night. But before he could sell it, the police caught him and dragged him back, presenting the stolen goods and asking the bishop to confirm the crime. Instead, the bishop said they were gifts and picked up the expensive candlesticks from the table and told Valjean he had left behind the most valuable things. The police had no choice but to release him. The bishop quietly urged Valjean to use the silver to live an honest and upright life. His words touched something deep inside him. More than 20 years of injustice and torment had stripped him of hope, but the bishop pulled his soul back from the edge of the abyss and taught him the meaning of compassion. Valjean decided to turn his life around. He tore up the release paper that symbolized his shameful past and began his life anew under a different name.